Hey there, and welcome to this episode. Today I'm talking about saving. Okay, now we've talked about this in a few previous episodes, but today I want to talk about how do you actually do it? How do you actually save and get ahead? Because many people find it very difficult to save, and so I want to explore what you can do to actually save money. Well, let's start here with a really obvious one. Okay, the first one I want to talk about is what's called a bucket system. Now, if you think about how you get paid, most of us get paid, a salary or wage. It goes into a bank account, and then of course that money's there. We've got ATM access and so forth, and it's very easy to then go and spend that money that's sitting there. So what I would encourage you to do is have a bucket system, and this may mean having a number of different bank accounts that are different buckets, okay, for allocating your money. Now, one will be your everyday bucket, right? That's the spending money. That's the money you have for buying your morning cup of coffee. Then there's the bucket for all the major bills, and you want to have enough money in there so that you can pay your rent or pay your mortgage, pay your utility bills, etc. That's your expense account, if you like, for those major expenses. Then we have an account for emergencies, okay? This is your rainy day fund. And this fund really, once it's built up to a certain level, and I would encourage you to have 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses in there to make sure that when a rainy day comes, like the coronavirus or your job loss or whatever it is, then you have enough money to get by and survive for a couple of months without any employment. And then the fourth bucket, that's going to be your savings bucket, your long-term savings bucket. Okay, and so what we're trying to do here is create a structure in place for you to manage your money simply. Now, you don't need to have endless bank accounts. Some people I've seen have 10 accounts, they've got a holiday account, things like that. I don't have a problem with that if that works for you. But the main thing is what we're trying to do is create a simple structure for you to manage your money well. That's right, it's a structure. Okay, now one of these accounts, your income is going to go into. And that leads to the second principle, is once you've got this structure in place, we want to automate it, okay? So, as I said before, you might get paid, let's say it's monthly, and that money goes into your account and you want to allocate it, so you've got enough for your everyday spending, enough for your expenses, top up your emergency account if you need to. But the big one I want to do is to set it up and automate it so long-term savings can occur. Now, I always encourage people to try and save at least 10% of your net income. Okay, so let me say it again. You want to save at least 10% of your net income. And we want to automate this process. So if you get paid weekly or fortnightly or monthly, make it so that the day after you get paid, that 10% is automatically direct debited or switched out of one account into another, and you can set that up as an automated process using online banking, and the idea is that money goes into another account, okay, your long-term savings account. That way you're sort of forcing yourself to save that 10% the moment the money hits your account, and that's the beauty of it. It's automated. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to think, have I saved for this month? It's all happening in the background. Of course, by doing that, hopefully the money's a bit out of sight, out of mind. You don't see it, and you're less likely to go and touch it and spend it. Make sure it goes into an account where you don't have ATM access, where it's that little bit harder to get at, and that way it forces you to think through, do I really need to touch that money? Okay, so that's to automate the process, okay? So that's step 2. The step 3 is very simple, to review and track it. Okay, so we want to review regularly our budget to see, are there things in there we can cut out? We can cut out waste. We can increase our monthly saving, okay, and we can flick that across into our account. We also want to make sure that with our saving, that we're saving for specific things, whether it's retirement, kids' education, saving for your first home, so you need a deposit, all those kind of things, and we want to monitor and track it. And you can do that as regularly as you like. You can use app technology to help you do that, but I would say that every couple of months. Now, it might be monthly if you're trying to save for something very short term, or it might be 6 monthly if it's something a bit further out into the future. But the key thing here is you need to review it and track it, and you need to increase your savings if possible as your income increases, or as you've done your budget and you've cut out waste and so forth. So there you go. There's a few simple strategies to get you saving. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.